Someone asked me to share my settings that I have and the mods I use in American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. Now, I'm not going to say I am the most well versed in it. I play it regularly. There'll be people with more extensive knowledge of the mods and all these things, but it's just how I play it and how it's comfortable to me and my enjoyment level with it. So, there's going to be people that are starting off with no knowledge at all, and I think it's just good to help, really. So, like, even if we just look at my recent screenshots in American Truck Simulator, for instance, I'm not sure how much is mods and how much isn't because it just blends in. But as you can see, we've got IKEA at the base game. There's no IKEA. It'll be a fake brand in the distance there. I don't know if you can see it, but we've got Exxon as well. So we've got Exxon, we've got Amazon, so we've got Prime. It would say Prime. We've got we've got KFC there. We've got Starbucks behind KFC. I don't know if it's how clear that is. We've got McDonald's. I think there's Taco Bell somewhere. I think it says Wendy's as well, or Denny's over there. And we've also got UPS. Oh, it's not going to get them fast enough, I don't think. Okay, we're going to we'll have to sort of like go into a file. So anyway, forget all that. We'll have a look. So like I say, you've got American Truck Simulator and we've got Euro Truck Simulator. It's going to be the same process for both. But so effectively, if you get the mods for one, you're going to have to try and remember when you go over to the other one, make sure you've got some mods for that too, because the experience are different, of course. So we go on my properties. We can go, you've got DLC, where I own all the content, or at least most of it. I own the maps at least. There's also one called Workshop. And these are the ones where, what it is, you go on the Steam Workshop in a minute, and you'll subscribe. When you subscribe, it'll download, and then it'll add them to your list of workshop items. And then you can sort of like start deactivating the ones you don't want, because effectively, when there's regular updates, some of the mods get knocked off. It might be something that a mod community created is now integrated in its own way in the games. Like the developers have probably come up with something, a different concept that's similar, and it doesn't, or it makes it so that one doesn't work anymore. So unless it's regularly updated, it may get knocked off. So things like this one, we've got traffic density. Eventually, maybe that gets removed. Before there was a slider, I could actually make it a lot more traffic, and I could decide. It was annoying. So there's two packs I've got here, like real companies, gas stations, and billboards. For me, this is probably the most important one, right, for me personally, because it just adds the immersion. Then we've also got one called Mega Pack, brings co-drivers, bobbleheads, so all sorts of different things and accessories. I'm not sure if you need the accessories pack to be able to play it in the first place. But you've got that. I've got a Google Maps navigation, so the screen looks slightly different on the map thing. I know you can do a co-pilot voice, so where someone does the audio there. Real traffic density. That's all I've got running on American Truck Simulator. So if we go into it, we go over to the workshop over here. And literally, you got it by most popular, most subscribed, most recent. I'm not interested in most recent because they're just untested effectively. I think most popular, most subscribed are really the same thing. If you think about it, it means the same thing. As you can see, I've got my ones are there. I like the Mega Pack. I like the real companies, and I like real traffic density, ATS. Now, like I said, there are other ones. There's one called Fast Money. I'm not sure about that. I don't really know if I care enough. I like to. You don't look realistic rain. The real problem is the more mods we have, the more there's a chance to slow down the game. So you don't want to make it too heavy. And of course, like I say, they can go out of sync. So we've got those three there. Let me just go over Euro Truck just to see what I've got installed there. Is it similar? Workshop. Oh, I say that about the workshop. It looks like I haven't even got any installed on the workshop. Oh, no, I have. I've got the Mega Pack accessories. I haven't got the real world thing. I'm not sure it's available because of Europe. Because there's like foreign branding. I'm not sure if it's got this. I didn't see it. Drivable AI vehicles. So that's something you can potentially do where you can drive cars instead of trucks. I think that one's obsolete now. There's obviously other modding outside of outside of Steam, but it's not something I want to delve into myself. So effectively, like I say, we've already. So you would find them if you like them. You just the aviation cargo pack. Let's say you like that. You would literally just press subscribe. As soon as you subscribe, it will start adding to your downloads and it'll be added to the thing. So this is an aviation-related cargo package. And this was updated on the 18th of February. So what is included here? They look a little cartoonish to me. Might be wrong. Someone's put nice, good. Not really something I'm interested in, to be honest. But effectively, you subscribe and it'll end up in your little list there. So I've already got the game open to make it quicker to transition in. So effectively, we've got about 4 mods installed at this point for American Truck. We then go into the game. At the beginning, you got mods over here, mods active, and I'm pretty sure here is where it'll tell you whether it's compatible with the existing version of the game. So it's got it here. Look, I think it's in green, if it's okay. I think it was. Yeah, if something's not compatible, it'll come up in a different color to say, look, that's not compatible with this version of the game. And here, active mods, you literally do it in increased priority. So I think if there's overlap within the performance, of course you want the priority to be the top one. So for instance, me, I want the billboards, the gas station. I don't want anything knocking that out. I want the real world things. So I haven't got a lot of mods. I've got 4. It's simple as that. It's literally because it's you're just trying to improve the quality of the game to make it more diverse and make it more realistic. So again, like I say, we've got cabin accessories. We've got Google Maps navigation rather than the built-in version. We've got the real world situation and traffic density, because I don't, you want it to be realistic. You don't want to be driving around like 2 cars on the road. That's boring. Like I say, there used to be a toggle where you could set that yourself, but anyway, so that's literally all you got to do. Do you really want to exit the manager? Yeah. And then we go into options. Let's have a look at options a moment, because there's a few things I've set. One of the things I think is really important. So I've got ultra wide monitor. So at certain parts they won't be seeing it, but once you're in the game, it of course will work. Now, I've set a limit of 100 because I'm running on a gaming laptop. It doesn't really hit beyond that anyway, so it didn't matter. But this scaling, try and get that as high as you can without losing too much frame rate, because this scaling is going to really improve your picture quality. So you might think, oh, this looks all right. You put that on, it's going to get sharper no matter what resolution you're running at. Now, I think 300 is the high. Oh no, it goes up to 400. I don't think my system would handle 400. But just mess with it. If it affects your performance too much, of course, bring it back. But it's a good chance. It's a good way to really get some quality imaging within that. Normal maps. What's this? Adds appearance of geometric detail to pavements, roads, reflection scanning. So all these little things you're going to want to do. Me personally, the mirrors matter to me. I hate it when the mirrors are blurry. There's only so much you can do with them, but it's something that I think is just really important is the mirror quality, because otherwise you can't really use your mirrors. Shadows I don't really care about. So there were certain other things. Here we got pedestrians. Do you want pedestrians in the game? Again, adds the immersion. Why wouldn't you want pedestrians in the game unless your computer's really, really struggling? So gameplay, this is where we're going to go through some things. When certain features were introduced, it was like, oh, this is interesting. Then it becomes tedious. So I got rid of fatigue simulation. I don't need my character, whoever's, the avatar, to fall asleep while we're driving. I don't need to have my game constantly stopping and starting because of they want to sleep. I see it as I'm resting in my own time. I'm not just driving. I'm not using the game in periods. I don't need to simulate sleeping. So I leave that off. I don't really care. Traffic offence, that started to annoy me because it's too often. It's too heavy for me. The infringements, and it doesn't add to the immersion. It just irritates me. So I personally turn that off. This one is interesting. So detours and random road events. Again, it makes it interesting. The detours are at 50%. Adjust the probability. I might drop that down because I'm finding the detours are getting quite heavy and they really are blocking incredible sections of the road in the most inconvenient place. And I think 50% is quite high, really, if you think about it. How often would you really have a detour? So I might start bringing that in line with reality, bring it down to about 20% because I think it's a bit heavy. It's been happening in Euro Truck as well. Random road events, I really like that because this is like things by the side of the road. I think it really makes it interesting. But even that's at 33%, so why the hell is the detour so high? Rain probability, I wish they would change this because I think, especially the American Truck, they should do it based on state. Which one's more likely to rain? So obviously up north, the northern states will be more likely, and I think that's really what should be taken into consideration. This one you can take the blockers off, but I wouldn't do that. They're the ones where you can't go down a certain road, but either way you ain't going to go down it and you wouldn't know, and you just smash straight into it like it's a hidden wall. So I wouldn't really do that. You can change the physics of the truck there. Truck speed limiter I've got rid of because when I first played it, it was like, why is it only going 60? You know, that's no good to me. So I wanted it off, and then it's at my discretion then what speed I go at, if I want to do it as real as possible or not. Rain sensor is useful because that's the one where it's going to do. You put it in the first notch of your wiper blades, and it will literally do the speed adjusting to how heavy the rain is. And I think that's really useful. The other thing really is going to be making set so you set it up whether you're where have I gone with it? Whether you're using a controller or whether you're using the wheel. Now, I've used both. I don't always use the wheel because sometimes I just think it's a bit too much. I just want to chill out. And I might just use a controller. So it's just whatever's convenient at the time and how long you like it to play it. But either way, setting it's really important. For me personally, if I'm using this, I would have left and right as the indicators. I play automatic because I'm not messing about beyond that with this. I just play automatic really if I'm using the control pad. X, the one at the bottom, is my headlights. The Y button or triangle on here at the top would be the full beams. Square, I think it's X normally, but anyway, the square on the PlayStation 1 is, what do I do? I wiper blades, and then I do handbrake on the circle, which would be B. And it's really just customing things how you want it, you know. I set the letter P on the keyboard to photos. So you can go photo mode. I didn't even realize that was a thing, and that's so great. Effectively, you can just like have a little photo moment. Oh, it's doing hand gestures. My thing's doing hand gestures. I think there's a feature on this. Oh wow. Okay, I don't know how you change that. Tell my camera there's hand gestures, and it can literally zoom in and out, which isn't useful to me. I thought, why am I moving? But effectively, it's customize it at your liking. I think go through the menus and. Like especially here where you go keys and buttons, just go through the menu and figure out how you want to interact with your session. You know, for instance, you can actually open the windows on the trailer on the truck, and that is interesting because it actually makes the sound louder from the engine and the wind. You know, all the noises outside, and I like that, so I have it just open all the time, even if it's raining. I don't need to be that realistic. So you can set that here. Look, we've got left indicator, wipers, parking brake. Two other ones I think are just really important is knowing, if we can find it. You can obviously turn the route advisor off. You can put artificial mirrors on your screen so you don't have to keep looking left and right. They literally just stay there. So that's useful. Photo mode, look left and right. There's one here. The camera mode's really important, I think. You at least have reset to the original camera mode for the cabin. And then do an external one where you work through it, because I think that's really interesting if you're recording sessions and also just for your own immersion really, so you can sort of like see more of the scenery because some of the scenery is so great. But here we go, photo mode activation while driving. So you literally just press P. I've set it for P. I may have something set on a controller, I can't remember. And literally it just stops everything. You can then go in photo mode however long you want, take so many different angles, different photos, and then as soon as you come back out of it, you're straight back in the session as you left it. So it's really useful to do that if you want. Instead of just taking screenshots with all the on-screen display, you can take some really incredible images, which will then save as screenshots. You can set the radio. So if you have music in MP3, you put it in the documents folder of American Truck Simulator and also Euro Truck Simulator. And then when you're in the game, you can start playing it like it's a radio. So that's really cool. And you can control that. I think it's the page up and page down buttons on the keyboard. So that's useful. That's really it. But where's the windows? There's a window thing here somewhere. It's going to be an interior somewhere around here, isn't it? Interior. No, that's camera control. Here it is. Interior here. Open right window. I don't really care because it's the left-handed drive, so I don't know what noise would be heard from there. So I've just done the controls here for my keyboard, left and up. Let's open and close the window, but I literally just open it. So you can actually open it halfway and then quickly press the button again and it'll stop. So you can have it half open, all the way shut. If you're doing manual gear shifting, you can set it so you can use, I don't know if they call it retard or whatever it is, but you press a button and literally your shifting can jump shifts. So like maybe you go from 1 and then you shift again, it's 4, then it's maybe sort of 8, you know. So you're missing numbers out. But sometimes you can set like I think it's called retarder. You press it and it'll literally jump. It'll jump the cycle. So instead of those numbers, it'll be alternate numbers and all sorts of things like that. So that's really useful if you've got the, like I've got the manual shifter, so that's really useful for me. Let's say there's 20 gears, I've got 6 shifts. That's not good enough. I'm not, I'm not going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then another pattern. It's like, let's just jump. Let's just start on 3rd gear or whatever. Let's jump to 6th gear, and by the end we're on like 16, all in that first 6 blocks. So that's better for me. It's less of this jump start. Like I say, every setting here is going to be the same for Euro Truck as well, so it's no different. So I don't know if I can get it up here, but I'll just show really how I've set it. If we continue career, I can just show briefly how I've set the controls. So you can sort of have a little idea really of what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, the mod section is really going to be for every user to figure out for themselves. So I can provide a couple that I use, but you might find things that are really useful within your sessions. I'm getting nothing through my headphones, by the way. Yeah, here, I don't know if anything's coming up on the screen there because I've got nothing going on at all. Unless it's because my phone's on. No, doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Right, anyway, you go media and radio, and if you've got any music, so for instance, I can play just briefly. I've got nothing playing, by the way, so I can't hear a thing. You can put it on shuffle, you can do repeat. If you can find a radio stream, it says here, add a file, just got copy what it says, refer to what it says, and you can be able to set a radio station if you prefer that. Bit more different music, I guess. That's a nice thing. There's obviously other features within the game. It's just like explore it a little bit and figure it out. You can create your own trucking company, really, and then buy trucks and then customize them. So that's all pretty cool. But if we just do drive, just so I can just briefly show. I won't be able to show the branding. We've already seen that in the screenshot. But effectively, let's turn the truck on. I don't know why I'm not getting any sound. It's crazy. So here's my gear shifter. I don't know if you can see there, but on the little green dash there, it's going up in numbers. It's decided to stall on me for some reason. I do find the shifter's harder to use. It's really weird. It's temperamental as hell on American truck. It doesn't like changing gears so much. I don't know if it's a certain thing with these trucks, but on Euro Truck, I don't have the problem at all. So as I say, my Y buttons, my full beams. A is my lights on, dim side light, and then we've got that one. We've got wiper blade is X. Oh, yep. And the handbrake is B. The handbrake's off. So I know where it is naturally when I'm playing. I don't need to worry. This is my indicator. I've got buttons on my screen. I've got more buttons here, so I've got 2 really close proximity that I can use that. This left and right on the D-pad, I used to look left and right if I don't want to use my mouse. Because usually I use the mouse because it takes 2 seconds just to get my mouse really and do that. Engine off is up on the D-pad, and I have to hold it if I want to start it again. Oh, no, it ain't working now. Oh, I'll just turn it on with pressing the pedal. It's easier. So I've got 2 other buttons here. Camera. I don't know how my truck ended up here. I don't know what's going on with this. But what I can do is, in the middle of a cycle, I can press the default one to go to main cockpit view. So it doesn't matter what camera I'm in. As soon as I press it, straight into cockpit view. So that's pretty cool. If we press P on my screen, this is photo mode. It tells you all the functions on the right-hand side there. So effectively, if you want to take some really cool screenshots, even of the sky, you don't even have to be involved. It doesn't even have to be. And sometimes there's locations to photos. See, it's saying temple over there. That means that's a photo. You get achievement for that, or one of, usually. So it's a monument or a landmark to look out for. But yeah, so you go here, and you can get all sorts of different angles. And usually it's good to have things in the background. I don't know how my truck's ended up down here. It's not a very good thing that's happened here. I don't know what. It's a glitch. I promise I didn't put it there. So that's really all there is really to it, you know. Like I say, if I was to just drive for a minute, I don't know why it's stuck here and down on this freaking grass. Got to hope it stays in gear because it's really nasty. It's literally dropped the trailer and everything. I'm going to have to come back for that trailer. I don't know why it's by the side of the road. That's outrageous. That doesn't even make sense, does it? What a silly glitch. See, now the truck's gone off. It doesn't like this shifter and the clutch. It's really strange. But I was hoping we'd find some branding. Maybe we can get some branding. Now, I hope the sound... It does show that the sound's coming on, so I hope it is playing, because, like I say, I've got absolutely nothing at my end. And I've got no understanding as to why it isn't at the moment. It's a bit annoying at night. We're not really going to get any... Oh, yeah, this is a good opportunity. So this is where we've set the random events, if you like. And that's the same... We just turn this... We'll stop here for a minute. So we got the police. That's the random encounters. So that was at 33%, wasn't it? And I think that's so cool when you see it when you're driving, you know. But I think the detours is a bit too much, personally. So the truck's turned itself off again. It just keeps stalling. Oh, that was my own fault, to be totally honest. So there is other buttons, of course, while we're sitting here going through all this. On our keyboard, we've got F1, F2, F3, F4, all the Fs. I think it's F4. Yeah, F4. You can adjust your mirrors. You can put UI mirrors on. There's another button for that. You don't actually have to do that, I think. But anyway, let's say you don't want to keep turning left and right with your screen. It's a bit too difficult. You can't. You can just put artificial mirrors on the screen there, so you don't then have to use them. But when you want immersion, you get rid of anything that's on the screen. It doesn't need to be there. So we can take them. I don't know how you take them off now. Oh, we'll do it like that. You can adjust the mirrors. You see, you pull it in a little bit. So, for instance, I haven't got my trailer, so it'd be stupid to change that now. I think it's F6. Oh. Well, anyway, look. See, F5 changes your... You can just see it there. The sat-nav's changing depending on how you want it to view. Do you want it zoomed in, zoomed out? F6 is the buttons at the bottom. So, literally, it's got them all. You can call... So, if your car broke down, you press F7, and it will show you the damage, and you can literally press Enter, and you'll get recovery and all sorts of things. F2... Oh, okay. F2, yeah. I knew there's a quick way. So F2 brings up the digital mirrors and removes the digital mirrors. F3 is your UI sat-nav, but you don't really need it. If you look on my dashboard, it's already there. And you can also get one that goes on your screen if you go and get the accessory. The only thing that's missing, from my point of view, F5, is it? No, F6. F1. Oh, anyway. What I like on here is how long you've got to your destination and things. I don't like the fact that the built-in sat-nav in the display provides nothing but the direction. It doesn't give you any information. I think it comes up with the speed limit, but that's it. It doesn't tell you how long to the destination, the distance to the destination, or anything like that. That's all I really miss. Of course, it gives you other information. But for instance, it's not letting me zoom in here for some reason. But on your dashboard, you can see all the instrument panels work. So right next to the right-hand side of my steering wheel, right to the side there, you've got a dial and it tells you your fuel. So now, of course, I can use the sat-nav on the right with all the information, but it's not realistic. That's a lot of information on one little PDA, really, that's floating on my screen, and it does take you out the game. But if I take it off completely with F3, now look how immersive it is. Now it feels real. And now I've got to look at that screen to turn to figure that out. Like I said, you can get another one for your windscreen there. But also, I've got to keep my eye on my fuel to make sure that, I need to make sure I don't run out of fuel. So they're interesting. You can customize your truck. I don't know if you need the accessories pack, but it's worth grabbing on Steam. But also, of course, there was mods as well. But I do think you might need the accessories pack to at least get that feature working anyway. And then you can start putting Coke cans and all sorts of things in your truck. Just, again, makes it feel lived in, makes it feel like using it. I've got this CB radio. I was going to put Minions there, but like hanging down, but it's a CB radio, which I think is pretty cool. And this is my painted truck. I like my truck. You can see my Coke can, which is a bit much. But yeah, anyway. Hopefully this has gone some way to introducing people to the game, but really it's about exploring it for yourself. In the same way everybody else does. But I think it's always nice to have a starting point and not feel like you're missing out because you didn't know any better. But people will find things within this game that maybe even I haven't found. I think that's the beauty of it, isn't it? You might come across a mod that just changes everything. But again, just remember, every single time you add something, it will likely impact the performance, but also it may have compatibility issues in the future. So just be wary to check your mods every now and again when you start the game. So it says 4 mods. Mine says if I haven't checked it for a while, there's been a game update. It's worth going over there and having a little look because you can disable it if you don't need it anymore. But hopefully this has helped. And like I said, this is the same for Euro Truck